For life.
Yeah. Bullet cast. What's going on? Stacy. This elite podcast in here. Ain't nobody better. Look. Yeah. Listen to us every time we live.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am your host, the microphone messiah, Phillip Antoine, and I am joined by the current reigning defending Bullet Cast champion, Mr. Brandon Tanguma. BT, how you doing today? It's Thursday. You know what that means.
Yep, another edition of the Bullet Cast. Phillip, I'm doing great. We had a fantastic WrestleMania this past weekend. Dynamite was great. Raw was okay. And
Raw
then
was
today is opening day. It's lovely. It's a little later than it should have been, but it's still opening day. Happy opening day to you, Phillip. I know you don't celebrate.
What do you
mean? Still a great day.
What do you mean, bro? I used to play baseball back in my day.
Yep, you're gonna join Los Padres because apparently Los Padres is the official baseball team of the Bullet Cast.
Oh, really?
That's what I've been told.
That's what you've been told. I used to play baseball back in the day. I was a regular Kevin Mitchell.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out with was it 86 Mets, right?
Sure.
You're the baseball guy. You're supposed to know this.
Well, I'm not the biggest person on the 86 Mets. I mean, if you name drop Darryl Strawberry or somebody like that, some of those guys out here doing the cocaine, even though that was pretty much the entire team.
Lenny Dykstra? Yo, Lenny Dykstra is a wild dude. Hey, I want to party with Lenny Dykstra, bro. That would be something. Shout out Darryl Strawberry. No, but we're here. A lot of things have happened in the past couple of days. One, the Bullet Cast title defenses for the remainder of the year. Go on our Instagram and Twitter. The Bullet Cast on Instagram, at Bullet Cast on Twitter, so you can find out about these. But I will read them off. AEW Double or Nothing, May 29th. West Coast Pro 93 till Infinity, June 10th. WWE Money in the Bank, July 2nd. WWE SummerSlam, July 30th. AEW All Out, September 4th. The Underground Wrestling Alliance's Devil Night on October 30th. AEW Full Gear, November 13th. And WWE Survivor Series, November 26th. Title defenses subject to change. So, yes, as of right now, all those dates are locked in for the Bullet Cast Championship to be defended. How you feeling?
Feeling good. At least that means they get to hold the title for over a month. There's no Money in the Bank to speak of at the moment, so I don't got to worry about no random challenges. There might be a random challenge if we agree on something, but I think Double or Nothing being the next title defense does make a lot of sense. We should be there. I will be there. Maybe Phillip, maybe Brian, maybe Huey. Who knows who's going to be there? It's going to be a great time in Vegas.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm taking a step back from the championship picture for the time being. Yeah. Other great things happened. We are now on Spotify Green Room. Yay! Yes, Spotify Green Room. Are you familiar with Green Room, Brandon?
No clue. I think over on Curveballs and Chair Shots, they be telling me to join it, and I just ignore it because I don't know what it is. Phillip, tell the people and me what a Spotify Green Room is.
So, what Twitter Spaces are, right? It's basically kind of the same thing. So, a Green Room is a new social audio app from Spotify that lets you host and participate in live discussions through virtual rooms. You can listen and talk about the things you love with artists and fans with similar interests. I listened to one last night from Complex Unsanctioned with my homie Sir Wilkins from the Jobber Cheers podcast. Shout out Sir Wilkins. Him and his co-host, I forgot the young lady's name, but they had Bianca Belair on. And they had her on for about like an hour, and they were, just in the green room talking. And, people can like send messages and like emojis and gifs and reply and, stuff like that. So, it's a fun little thing, man. I know the Ringer use it. I know Peter Rosenberg of Cheap Pete. I know those guys use it from time to time. So I figured this is the next step in the evolution of what we do here. And I'm excited to do that. We will be doing some green rooms coming up here in the near future. Yeah. So are you excited about this?
Sounds like fun. Some shoulder content, some different discussions that maybe don't make it on the main show, or maybe some breaking news could take place, and we just rattle together and we put something out there.
I think that's that's what we can really use this for, the green room, because like people, they can ask to speak if need be, if we let them. And I think it's just a better way for us to get in touch with our audience. And yeah, so like I can record the green room, the session, and then I can just throw it up on the main feed and YouTube later on. So it'll be out there forever. I'm excited about that. A lot has happened in the wrestling world. WrestleMania happened, so we know that was our main focus last week. But Samoa Joe is officially all elite. He made an appearance at Ring of Honor. Was a super card of honor when Jay Lethal attacked Jonathan Gresham, the undisputed Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. And Samoa Joe came out there and just huge pop. And what are your thoughts on Samoa Joe back in ring action?
I'm excited. The end of Samoa Joe's career in WWE was kind of a question mark because it just kind of ended. We didn't know too much. He spoke on it a little bit that he had some injuries. He had like a concussion that kind of wouldn't really go away. And he comes back to Ring of Honor and makes sense. Made his name there in Ring of Honor. Still don't know too much on exactly what Ring of Honor will look like going forward. We saw Samoa Joe this past week on Dynamite. We'll talk about that. But, he looked okay. I think he still kind of has put a little bit extra weight on. So hopefully maybe he can, kind of lose that. But I don't think he's going to be relied upon to do too much. Like he's not going to be there every single week wrestling all the time. He's going to be in the tournament. It looks like he's doing something with Jay Lethal. And if that is more kind of on the ROH side, like that's cool. I don't think you need to have Joe wrestle all the time. Just kind of have him be a special attraction every now and then type guy. And also, more behind the scenes can help as well.
Absolutely. I'm excited for Joe, but we're going to talk about him later on when we get to the his match with Max Caster. The rap was nice. Outside of the ring, Juicy Finau signs with MLW. I know Juicy announced a few weeks ago that he was taking some time off between July and November to heal up. Juicy's a big guy, and he's been working like nonstop for these last few months or all year, really. I know he's going to be at a GCW this Sunday in San Francisco. We're going to talk about that at the end of the show. But what are your thoughts on Big Toko signing with MLW?
Good for him. I didn't, before, during the pandemic, didn't know too much about him, but then we show up, been going to some West Coast Pro show, and I've been very impressed by him. I could see the growth kind of every time I've gone, because I think the first time I saw him, you can tell, he's a big dude. He was kind of still green, but he's really developed and he's connected with the crowd, and it's nice to see that he's made the move with MLW.
Absolutely. Shout out Big Toko. Buck has resigned from WWE. He was a producer, backstage agent. And he looks like he's back in the ring. He runs a Creative Pro in Jersey. Are you a Pat Buck guy? Are you familiar?
To be
with
honest, I did not even know who he was until he did like that little storyline with Braun Strowman. Was there Strowman on Raw where he was like kind of just like that foil for Strowman for some reason? So I don't really know too much about him. I have learned that he works with Brian Myers, I think, over in Jersey, and is like a trainer, and he produced, I believe, wasn't it the main event, the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time?
Yes, so, yes, he did.
Kind of hard to go up from there. Can't do too much better.
Yeah. So just leave while you're up. And then the story that's been out there for the past week, Nash Carter. Well, it had just happened yesterday, but Nash Carter has been released by WWE. He just won the NXT Tag Team Championship with Wesley. They were MSK or are MSK. They wanted it stand and deliver. So this is interesting. A reigning champion released by the company. Now, obviously, he was released because he was married to Kimberly. Kimberly, she's a very good talent and everything. But so she claims that he hit her and abused her, domestic violence. She posted photos of like the abuse, and she said a split lip, but it didn't really look split to me. I'm not saying that he didn't do it or it didn't happen. I'm just saying from my observation. What are your thoughts on this whole thing, man?
It's definitely a complicated, sensitive issue. I'm not going to take sides either way, but it was interesting because she started tweeting stuff out, I believe, late last week. So like Thursday, Friday, there was rumblings and she was not threatening, but she was like saying things about what, she's alleging Nash Carter of doing. And then you come to Saturday and then they win the title and it's like, okay, like, these things are brewing, and then they give him the title. And then I think she tweeted out some like more things. And then obviously she like posted like a photo of him with like a Hitler mustache and doing the Nazi salute. And not saying that was a last straw or anything like that, but it was interesting timing that, they put the title on him when all this stuff was still going on. Whether that was the plan beforehand or not, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. And then he gets released. They're plugging he was supposed to have a tag title match next week on NXT. And so now it's going to be very awkward, very weird for them to kind of explain this away. I'm not saying you should keep him, have him drop in next week and then release him. But it is definitely a complicated matter. And I do feel really bad for Wesley because, I liked MSK. I thought they were a good tag team. They were, had their hits and misses, but I think they had good character work. And Wesley, it's just one of the downsides of being in a tag team that you can do everything right, but you're kind of attached to another person. And if they mess up, unfortunately, for better force, you kind of go down with it. Not saying that's going to happen to him. I think he is talented, but he's a little bit on the smaller side. He has a good character, but in WWE, being a small, good wrestler, especially NXT 2.0 right now, might not get you very far.
Yeah, he's gonna have to figure something out. Like there have been controversies with other talent, and they've won championships. The best example is the Usos, with DUIs and stuff. And I think it's happened twice, and they've acquired tag team championships on both occasions. So it's just, I'm not comparing, DUIs and domestic violence. I'm just saying, controversies and championship wins and all that. It's unfortunate.
Matt Riddle too.
Yeah, Matt Riddle, of course. It's unfortunate, man. That's kind of the thing. Like you just said, you can do everything right, but you are stuck to another person when you're in a tag team. I don't know. Hopefully everything gets resolved. If he did do this, POS. If he didn't, then I don't know why she decided to do this. It's a very delicate, touchy situation. Inside the ring, FTR won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. They defeated the Briscoes. I think the Briscoes were on their 10th, 11th, or 12th run with the championships. Can FTR make a claim to be the best tag team of all time? Okay, look, think about it. NXT, Raw, SmackDown, AEW, AAA, and now the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships.
Best ever definitely is a
or the best of this generation.
It's definitely a strong claim, but
best of this generation. Can we say that?
You definitely can put them up there. I think you got to put them. It's them, the Young Bucks. Young
Bucks, New Day, Usos.
Yeah, and New Day, Usos, and I think that's kind of the foursome that you have to talk about. But the FTR, I think, have been phenomenal. I love them all the way going back to NXT. I haven't really watched really anything of WrestleMania weekend, but I've heard so much buzz about this FTR Briscoes match that I probably should go out of my way and watch it, just because, spoiler alert, I really did love their tag match on Dynamite this week. And so if that was possibly better than that match, then I definitely need to go see it. And FTR as a babyface, I don't think I would have seen it clicking, but I think they're not even really doing too much different. Like they're just not doing like heelish tactics. They're just an old school kick-ass babyface tag team, and it's working for them. Congrats.
Yes. FTR, they were the kings of the false finish in WWE. And one thing I really love that they did, when one guy would put his feet on the ropes, they had the white towel that they would cover their feet so the ref doesn't really notice it. I always love just little things like that. Yeah, I heard the Briscoes match is completely different from the Young Bucks match. They worked two completely different tag matches within the last week, and they're both fantastic. So that's awesome. All right. We were supposed to be joined by Brian Stronach. We're getting pretty deep into the show. Let me should we see if he's coming?
I guess you could see, a little behind the curtain. This was supposed to start about 40 something minutes ago. We started however long, 10, 15 minutes ago. And still hasn't shown up. It would have been fun to talk to him about his WrestleMania experience.
Exactly.
Ins and outs, see what's going down. But, he said he got to handle business. We understand, took a little bit of a vacation these last couple of days, and now you got to get back to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though some might say this is work.
This is the job. This is the job. All right, we'll talk about it. WrestleMania 2 happened on this day in 1986. King Kong Bundy and Hulk Hogan. Obviously, you have T and Piper in the boxing match, the fight, whatever. Wrestling Challenge on this day in 1992. Owen Hart and Coco Beware debuted as a tag team. Nitro 1997. The Ultimo Dragon wins the Cruiserweight Championship, I believe. Ready to Rumble on this day in 2000. Raw on this day in 2003. The Rock wrestles Jeff Hardy. WrestleMania 29 in 2013. The twice in a lifetime match with Rock and Cena for the WWE title. You have Taker and Punk. You have Lesnar and Hunter. WrestleMania 29 wasn't bad. Raw on this day in 2014. Paige defeats AJ Lee to become the Divas champion. NXT TakeOver New Orleans 2018. Shayna Baszler defeats Ember Moon to become the NXT Women's Champion. WrestleMania 35 2019. Obviously, Kofi Mania happened. I was just watching the video back from the little watch party I was at, and man, it still gives me goosebumps to know that Kofi did it, man. I was proud of him. Still am. Also, that's the WrestleMania where Becky Lynch becomes Becky 2 belts. Sanjay Dutt is 40. David Otunga is 42, and Draws is 53. Any thoughts about the things that happened on this day? You see clearly? Better place in a broken heart.
Happy birthday to everybody. WrestleMania. It would make sense. We have a lot of WrestleMania takeovers and Raw after Mania anniversaries. And, I think outside of WrestleMania 2, which could arguably be one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. 29 was good. 35 had its moments, very long, but everything else,
29 wasn't long.
No, I was talking about 35.
35. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, ask the people there in New York who had to get home and then it was so late the trains weren't operating.
Well, that's their fault. That's the train's fault.
Their fault for taking public transportation.
It's the train's fault.
Be a real American and drive and pay $40 for parking.
Exactly. What?
And get stuck in traffic for 2 hours.
Yes.
Go to bed at 3 o'clock. Yes. And then wake up for your job at 7.
Yes. Or call out.
Exactly.
God.
Be a real American.
Yes.
Brother.
Be a real American. We weren't going to go there.
Sorry.
We weren't going to go there. Yesterday was the 25th anniversary of We Coming For You. Did you know that?
I did. I saw that on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Memorable moment. Never forget.
Yeah. Tomorrow's an anniversary as well. Do you know what it is?
Tomorrow's anniversary, April 8th.
Yes, April 8th. April 8th.
It wouldn't be a Bulletcast anniversary, is it?
No. It's not a Bulletcast anniversary. It's a wrestling anniversary.
Oh.
Come on.
I don't know, Philip. What is it?
Guess.
Your first time watching a WrestleMania or something?
No, I bought this thing from you. There you go.
Oh, the Ziggles cash in.
Yes. What is it coming up? 9 years? It's crazy. It was 9 years ago, man. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Let's get into the fan mail, shall we?
Sure, why not?
Yep. As we still await for Mr. Tronic.
He's going to make his run at the very end of the show. He's going to make the end all about him.
I know, right? Dan, can you explain why Edge's new character makes so much sense? Well, it makes sense, doesn't it, Brandon?
I guess.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell exactly the tone of the emailer's question if he was being sarcastic or not, because I don't understand it personally, because he's been this lovable babyface family man for so long, and now he's just gonna, turn on a dime.
I mean, bruh, you have to think about it.
And then we also saw him at the Hall of Fame yucking it up with Beth.
Listen. Roman Reigns embarrassed him at last year's WrestleMania, stacked him on top of Daniel Bryan and pinned both of them. Got screwed out of the Universal title by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins went into that man's home, was looking at pictures and laughing and eating apples and whatnot. Come on, bro. Yeah. Of course, you would change it up. Having Miz talk trash to you and whatnot. Yeah, you would change it up. You would get tired of the BS. Because he's lost quite a bit since being back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you tried, and I'll give you props. It made sense.
Of course it makes sense. Yes, because he's on his mountain of omnipotence. I feel like that when I have to do podcasts with people who aren't on my level. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I have to step down from my mountain of omnipotence. But like, oh my God. All right, here we go. Here we go. Jack of all trades. Congrats to Cody on coming home. What a show on Saturday he put on. It was the perfect return / re-debut. From when wrestling has more than one royal family hit to the ovation from his song's first word, adrenaline, his attire, his walk down the ramp, his face, everything was excellent. The match was stellar. Congrats, Mr. Rhodes. Go achieve the dream for your father. Become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It's nice to see that the star that left us all in the dust is back on the biggest stage imaginable where he belongs. That was nice. That was very
elegant.
Nice.
Sounded like a Cody Rhodes promo.
Yes. No, I've worked with Cody on on those promos. You know that, right? Oh, you didn't know?
Are you his personal thesaurus?
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 Personal thesaurus. Yep. All right. In Brightest Day X. I can't even hear you.
Mr. X. Sorry, I'm out here doing things, so I didn't have the Zoom open. I tried to be fancy, and it wasn't working.
Oh my God. It was exciting to see Stone Cold opening up cans of whoop ass on KO, as well as many cans of his new American lager throughout the match. Then to see him show up the next night, take out everyone, including dropping Vince with the worst and most hilarious sell of the stunner ever. Look, he's 76, man. Like, come on. We can.
I mean, when he was 56, he wasn't selling good stunners.
Okay, but he's 76 now. Like, let's leave it alone, guys. Like, Linda McMahon still took the worst stunner of all time.
And don't forget when he got pre-mad or pre-scared when they hit Austin Theory's music and he thought he was Steve Austin's music.
Yeah, all that.
Good stuff.
That being said, how much longer can they keep cashing in on the nostalgia pop of the Attitude Era? I guess forever, man. Like, it's
just wait, Dave. I mean, it's going to be WrestleMania 46, 76, all of them.
Yeah. 76, we're going to be cashing in on, Roman coming out and Superman punching dudes.
Yeah. So we got the stars of yesterday beating the stars of today.
In 5 or 10 years, we're going to be cashing in on the Ruthless Aggression Era all the time. And then 5.5 years after that, we're going to be cashing in on, the Roman era.
Yeah, it's just going to be one vicious cycle of, yesterday's beating today's stars, but then today's stars going to beat tomorrow's stars, and so on and so on.
And so on and so forth.
Returns are going to be less and less and less because, let's be honest, the Attitude Era stars are bigger than today's stars, and who knows what today's star is going to look like 10 years from now. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. All right. Wesley's wife is claiming that Wesley's wife is claiming that Kimberly. Okay. Wesley's wife is claiming that Kimberly is one who'd been mentally abusing Nash Carter. Oh, okay. I've even seen JTG in support is supporting Carter. Some are saying you can't even see any mark on her lip. There appear to be two sides of the story now. If he did hit his wife, F him. If it comes out she's been the one taking false claims of something that didn't happen, then shame on her. I don't know. This whole thing is getting more confusing by the day. Yeah, we just elaborated on that. I'm sorry, but I cannot walk with Ezekiel. I got that weird, this isn't good feeling in my stomach again watching the new debut of his gimmick. Well, we're going to talk about Ezekiel. We're going to talk about that. Then lastly, Mr. X says, also just want to give a shout out to Strictly for the Culture. They've been showing me appreciation and respect for the work I do on Twitter for a while now, and I can't thank them enough for it. They even posted a very humbling message for me on my birthday this past Friday. All the respect in the world for them. I didn't know it was his birthday. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mr. X, your birthday was on Friday. This one, curveballs and shirt shots recorded. You should have said something.
You gotta let us know, man.
We would have dedicated the whole show to you.
Yeah, this show is dedicated to Mr. X's belated birthday. Clap it up. Clap it up. Happy birthday, Mr. X. You have done some great work for our show. Your designs are embedded forever in time on the Bulletcast Championships, which you have to get a picture of, young man.
Then, now, forever.
Then, now, forever. You have to get a picture of those. Yeah, all right, let's move on. So Monday Night Raw kicks off with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Still crazy for saying this, isn't it? Isn't it crazy for saying this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Cody comes out there. He just an ovation. WWE released a 40-second clip of him just getting cheered. That's awesome. He has an open mic, no script, and that's excellent. He talks about why he's back, and he shows a photo of his dad from 1977 holding the WWF or the WWF championship, which he actually has. Dan Lambert bestowed it upon him before he left AEW. So he has the physical title that his dad's holding in that picture, which is cool. And he talks about how when he was 8 years old, he knew he had to win that title and put it in his dad's hands. He says, unfortunately, that cannot physically, even though he physically can't put it in his dad's hands, he can still achieve the.
He could.
He can't put it in his dad's hands.
He
can. He goes on to say he can still get this done and achieve the American dream.
I don't know if they cremated Dusty, then yes, you can't. But you know.
I don't know.
I think you do know.
No, I don't know
what I'm talking about.
What are your thoughts on Cody's promo?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good Cody promo. He said a lot, but he also kind of said nothing kind of at the same time. I did like, his mission statement. It was like an AEW promo, but it was better because it had a focal point. It had a mission. It was about going after the WWE Championship. And I like that. I like having a mission statement, coming back. It's, the problem with the CM Punk promo a little bit when he came back was he just was just talking. He didn't actually, say why he was back in AEW. I think Cody did a nice job stating why he is in WWE. He didn't bury AEW too much. He talked about it. He always wanted to be here in WWE and it made sense. That being said, the story that they're laying is one to believe in. Now, I don't believe it because you're just going to completely ignore the NWA titles. And let's be honest, in 1977, when that picture was taken, the NWA title was a bigger deal than the WWF title because that was a true countrywide, worldwide title. Now,
what do you? What do you? They were both up there. Hold on, you can't just start discrediting the WWE.
I'm not discrediting the WWF title. I'm just saying at that point, the WWF was a territory in the Northeast, while the NWA title was something that was a traveling championship around the country and sometimes the world.
The WWF championship traveled around the world too.
Not as much as the NWA title.
It did.
Not as much.
If there were shows in Japan and Shanghai and Abu Dhabi and Germany and Austria, the title was defended.
Mm-hmm. And in Brazil, where the IC title was created.
Yes. You see, come on, stop. But yes, Cody wants to be the WWE champion, and it's going to happen. Now the question is, do you think he's the one to defeat Roman? Because if he does that, then he's made for life.
Cody is locked down for multiple years. He's not going anywhere. You can't say the same for a lot of people that might have contracts coming due, even like Roman. Who knows? Roman might be the next Rock, John Cena, Batista, and go off to Hollywood and do something. Brock Lesnar, you can't commit to him being around forever. So Cody's going to be around for a couple years. That being said, who knows? This might be the hottest Cody is in WWE right now. do you strike when the iron's hot to maybe go at, Money in the Bank or SummerSlam in a stadium show? Or do you try to tell a long-term story and build that up to next year's Mania when maybe The Rock isn't going to be there? So you have Cody versus Roman, double title on the line. I
think what you do, you give him like some other stories, like a story or two, and before he eventually gets to, the championship picture. Like, well, I say SummerSlam, like have Roman beat whoever the Money in the Bank cash in guy is, like have him just beat that person, and or have Cody win the Money in the Bank and say, and announce that SummerSlam I'm challenging or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly where they go, which makes things interesting. The problem with Roman is he's beaten pretty much everybody, especially on SmackDown. Drew is still a viable option. Now, could Drew be the one to take the title?
Lashley, he's getting ready for a babyface run after this Omos thing, where he's a babyface now. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just also depends on what they want to do with the titles. Do they want to do the Becky thing where they split it up right away? Is he going to hold both the titles for a long time? Is he going to hold both titles as long as he holds the Universal title? Because that's the true title reign he's on right now.
Yeah, I think it because this is what another world championship run now. I don't know, man. I think what they're doing, with this whole Roman thing is, they still don't know. They really still don't know who's going to beat him.
Which I'm fine with. Like, I am fine with Roman holding the title, not forever, but for a really long time, kind of establishing a modern Bruno Sammartino-esque type reign. Not saying he needs to hold it for 7 years, but if he holds it for 4 years.
Thank you. See, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Man, could you imagine if social media was around during Bruno's run? People would have been sick. People would have been sick.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also, you have to tell interesting stories. Like, you can't just have Roman beat everybody. You need to have people who you could believe could beat Roman, and you need to also not have a set plan in place. Like, if someone gets super hot, if Cody is on fire, then don't be afraid to pull the trigger. If Braun Breaker gets hot, don't be afraid to pull the trigger. Or even, a Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins. If they get to that point, which I think it's very hard for them to get to that point, don't be afraid to, use the Roman rub onto someone else, because who knows if you can, strike that type of, heat again.
It's very true. Bianca Belair's promo, she gives a nice mission statement. She wants to wrestle everybody. She takes off the glasses. You see her eye. Jesus Christ. She said yesterday on the green room that, her eye's still like swollen shut. Like, she can't even open it, which is crazy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, saw the photo on Sunday, looked nasty, still look nasty on Monday. I thought it was once again, it was like a kind of a mission statement, like what Cody did. She talked about everything that went down with Becky. Becky tried to do everything, tried to blind her, and she still couldn't beat her. So, good, straightforward, sports-like champion promo. We still have WrestleMania Backlash. I don't know what that card looks like, if it is truly like WrestleMania rematches. But if they want to go in a different direction, have Bianca do whatever, I think the future of WWE's women's division needs to be Bianca and Rhea. We're seeing the seeds possibly be planted of a Rhea heel turn. So if that's kind of the end game of Bianca and Rhea, wherever that may be, I'm all down for that.
Okay. All right. We do have WrestleMania Backlash. Yeah. You remember when WWE used to do WrestleMania Rewind on like regular TV? You remember that?
I was thinking of like the WrestleMania Rewind, like the network show.
No, it would be like matches that happened at WrestleMania would take place on like Raw, and like getting ready for WrestleMania season. Like, I know they did, I think it was like 08 or 09. They did Jericho versus Michaels again. And then they did I think they even did the Cena Orton Triple H triple threat again, or something like that. Yeah, good stuff. Good. I think they should bring WrestleMania Rewind back. What about you?
I mean,
could you imagine getting Brock versus Roman on like Raw, like an actual like 15-minute match?
I mean, for the most part, you probably have seen some of those matches on television before. Not obviously like the celebrity matches, but like, you know, like the tag team matches. You've seen them, especially like the men's tag team matches. The Raw one, you've seen that one 1,000 different times.
I'm not talking about like recently. I'm talking about like, you know, like a couple years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gonna break out Undertaker and Shawn Michaels again?
No, not like that. I'm talking about like with the current crop of talent we have now. Like I could see them doing like Asuka and Charlotte on TV again. You know what I'm saying?
Where's Asuka?
Where is Asuka? Where is Asuka? You think Asuka would spoil Bianca's party? Like let Bianca have a decent run than like at. I don't know. No, actually, no. We need Bianca to have the title until Survivor Series because, you know, if she beats Charlotte Flair, she's going to be the first person to ever defeat all 4 horsewomen.
Look at that.
Yeah.
History.
I know. It's her story.
Her story. Her story.
Yes.
There we go.
That's the only second black ever Royal Rumble winner. Shout out Bianca. MVP turns on Bobby Lashley. He has a new client and it's Omos. What are your thoughts?
You know, it's typical kind of WWE swerve culture. I don't think Lashley really needs MVP. He's a fine talker. Omos definitely needs a mouthpiece, a talker, and who knows what Omos's plans are going forward with Lashley beating him at WrestleMania, which I know I picked Lashley to win, but I thought that was interesting that they actually had him beat Omos when that's kind of his whole thing as his veil of invincibility. But you know, it's fine. And
hey man, that kidney shot spear really did it. That's what did him
exactly. You know, it don't matter how big you are. If you take a kidney or liver kick, you're down for the count.
I like how that's what did Brock in too. I'm like, oh, all right.
It's that diverticulitis.
Oh man, that's when he lost to Kane, right? Yeah, suffering from that diverticulitis. I wonder they never did a rematch, huh?
Nope.
So I wonder,
well,
like,
there was a rematch in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, Brock won. So yeah,
you guys went back.
We need a rubber match now. If Kane is Kane out of jail yet? Do we know?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I wonder, like, if Brock hadn't been suffering from diverticulitis, if he was 100% healthy, how that actual fight would have went.
It is a what if.
Yeah,
I mean, Kane was on the rise, and Brock never exactly was the most polished wrestler or
he was just
fighter in the world.
He was just pow, pow, pow. Yeah, because people like, oh, Kane beat that ass. I'm like, bro, he had diverticulitis. Like, calm down. He wasn't healthy. Brock was fighting at like 75%. Yeah. Oh, what else happened on Raw? VEER is here.
He came
all over the Mysterios.
He came, he saw, and he came again.
He came all over the Mysterios like a batch of Honey Nut Cheerios, brother.
Yep.
Damn, that's a bore. I need to write that down. What are your thoughts on VEER coming? What are your thoughts of his submission? I thought he was he's gonna do the camel clutch. Oh, that's original. But no, he threw the arm back and was like, ah.
I mean, the VEER thing is interesting. The Dominic losing to Miz in like 30 seconds was like, wow, okay, I guess we're doing that. But VEER coming. It's overdue. You know, he's said he's going to be coming for a long time. And he did finally came. He's like an interesting guy because like on Twitter, he's like very, intellectual and he's whatever, he's not like, he's a interesting fellow. And I think you can do more with just like, the screaming big Indian guy. So we shall see.
Does what's it called still work for the company? Oh, what was his name? Raj Mahal, who was with Kali?
I don't know.
Hell, remember back in the 80s when everybody had a manager?
Bring back more managers.
I know, because like I remember, like I think it was WrestleMania 3. Jimmy Hart was like managed like 3 different matches. Bring back the managers, man. You think I could be a manager?
Of course.
Do you think I could do that?
You can do anything you put your mind to, Phillip.
I mean, I feel like I have the gift of gab on occasion. Shout out to my homie, the gift of dab. Hope to see the homie at GCW this weekend. But I might want to try my hand at the managing aspect of the business. Not just the commentary. You know what I mean?
I feel it. Spread your wings.
Spread my wings. Yes, Veer came is the name of this episode, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Ezekiel debuts, and I swear to God, I popped. I'm like, oh my God, it's Ezekiel Jackson. I ran and got my silver ECW championship. I was happy, but no. It is the younger brother of Elias. That dude is jacked. I like the gear. I'm a fan. He interrupted Kevin Owens and KO. He said, if you don't leave, something's going to happen, and nothing happened.
Yeah. Not exactly the best thing for Kevin to be doing post Stone Cold. I thought maybe, give him some a little more, but Ezekiel coming out, the alleged younger brother of Elias. Some people might say it is Elias, just with a shaved beard.
No, it's the younger brother, confirmed.
Exactly. But
I've seen the birth certificate.
I don't know what this is leading to. Like, I'm intrigued, like slightly, but not like intrigued as in like I'm excited to see what happens. I'm just kind of wondering what happens. Elias, his issue wasn't the gimmick and like, him playing music. It was the music. The gimmick was kind of hiding his flaws as like a wrestler. So now you take all that away. I don't know.
Elias was decent, man. Like he was pretty agile. Like he would do the like how McAfee did the vertical jump up to the top rope. Elias would do that on occasion. Like, so I mean he was decent.
Yeah,
man.
but he was way over compared to his push would suggest. Like, I think his gimmick definitely helped him. So you take all that away, I don't know what this does for him. And
when was the last time we saw Elias?
Well, technically the last time was when he buried Elias, and then he just
when was that? It was like September, right? Or
6-8 months ago. It was a long time. I don't know if they're gonna acknowledge that, T's and P's to Ezekiel, T's and P's for his dead brother. But are we gonna get
Elias isn't dead? He's just not in the company anymore.
Are we gonna get like a Mankind type thing where Ezekiel and Elias talk to each other? I hope they pre-tape that before he shaved. That'd be hilarious.
I was just thinking that. Or just get him a. Yeah, I think that'd be something. But I like Ezekiel. I think it's something. Something's going on. Yeah. Also, Braun Breaker wins the NXT title back from Dolph Ziggler. People were shocked that Ziggler retained it, stand and deliver, but then he dropped it to Braun on Raw. So, 2 successful title defenses for Mr. Ziggles. What are your thoughts on the title run of Dolph Ziggler?
I mean, it's Dolph Ziggler holding the NXT championship.
It served its purpose.
Yeah, it was there. He did good work, but it's just, having Ziggler in NXT is kind of, Ziggler's a lower mid-card type guy, and having him hold the NXT championship. Whoa. Not saying he's a lower mid-card talent. I'm just saying he's a lower mid-card guy.
He's high mid-card, low main event. I don't know why you say that.
I didn't know this was 2013, but
I'm looking at the thing. It is 2013.
Exactly.
2013 in my room every day, man.
Braun winning was, kind of not shocking, but it was just interesting that you have him lose a takeover and then you have him win in front of the Raw crowd. Sorry, Stand and Deliver. Stand and Deliver. RIP, T's and P's to takeover. But I mean, I asked this last week on what the Raw After Mania crowd will look like. And, kind of outside that Cody promo, like they were kind of dead throughout. And, I know it's a 2-night WrestleMania. There's a lot of stuff going on. So they probably were tired. But if you would have told me 4 years ago that we're going to get an NXT title match on the Raw after WrestleMania, the crowd would have gone absolutely insane for that. But it was just like another throwaway Raw match. Like they got him at the end. Like it was still a good match, but it just wasn't the same intensity that you would have expected from an NXT title match on Raw.
Thoughts on the new NXT championship?
I mean, it's cool. It's similar. The Raw and women's title have like little, it's not paint splatter, which when you first told me, I thought that's kind of what it was, but it's kind of like embedded color. So it kind of blends.
It's kind of
in
like,
with the gold.
what's that? What's the term? It's like rainbowish, like with certain things, like you move it around in light and it like shows off a rainbow of different colors.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not a scientist. I don't know I don't know what the word is.
I can't think of the actual name, but yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. And like, it doesn't look terrible. So I'm fine with that. We were going to talk NXT, but Tronic's not here. That was going to be his segment, but we're going to move on. Brandon, take it away for AEW.
Yep, we kick it off with Adam Cole, Bebe, taking on Christian Cage. I haven't seen too much of Christian lately, especially in Dynamite in the ring. Cole and Christian have a pretty lengthy match, kind of going over 10 minutes. Cole gets the win. And good solid match. We continue the feud with him, Paige, and then Red Dragon and Jurassic Express. Hangman Page comes out and he challenged crazy. They're in Texas once again. Still haven't been to California yet, but they've been in Texas like 3 times the past month. They being Adam Page challenges Adam Cole to a Texas death match on Rampage next Friday. So we're going to get a big old gruesome, bloody Texas death match for the AEW title. Could this be the place where Page actually drops the title? You can do a screwy finish. You can do something. Cole actually wins. CM Punk I would assume CM Punk is challenging for the title, whoever it is at Double or Nothing. But I don't think it needs to be Page and it doesn't need to be Cole. So I think this one can go either way.
Okay. I think Adam Cole needs to win.
I agree. I think they didn't want Page to lose at Revolution just because that was like his first title defense. And so if you're going to have him, if it is ultimately going to Cole, give him a title defense, have him lose again. Problem is, once he loses, then he's not going to get another title shot, but it is what it is. And I still think AEW does the death match, bloody type matches too much. I mean, we had a throwaway tables match on Dynamite this week. No blood, but still kind of a hardcore type match. And we're getting another one next week. And once again, should be a great match.
Hot crowd.
Once again, I know, the fatigue factor does play a thing, but a Dynamite crowd, a random Dynamite crowd in Boston was hotter than the Raw after WrestleMania crowd.
They're going to claim, oh, we were tired. How can you be tired of wrestling? If only we had someone who was there. One SummerSlam week. You know what I did? I watched 66 hours and 82 minutes of wrestling, and then I was hot for SummerSlam.
There you go. Built different.
I am built different. I'm built different for this business, boy. Respect on my name, god damn it. Jesus. A photo popped up on my phone of different people with the Big Gold World Heavyweight Championship. Who's your favorite holder of the Big Gold?
My favorite holder of the Big Gold.
Do you want me to read you the names that are in this? Will that help you?
Sure, and I'll pick the best one.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Goldberg, Pegasus Kid, Randy Orton, Batista, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, Booker T, The Undertaker, John Cena, Chris Jericho, The Great Khali, Edge, and CM Punk.
Yeah, see, those are kind of the names are those all the title holders of the WWE World? No, because there's other ones, but I think the one that kind of came to mind would be Triple H.
Yes. The cerebral assassin, the game. All about the game. Yeah, that's a live Dynamite next week, but we'll be at West Coast Pro.
Yep.
Seeing who's on that card? I know Swerve was supposed to be there, but because it's live Dynamite, he can't.
Rampage.
Or live Rampage. I'm sorry. Thank you. He can't attend. But West Coast Pro next week look like it's going to be a fun card to get Bandito going up against Fatu for the title, AJ Gray and Levi Shapiro. Mike Bailey and Tyler Alexander, that's going to be fire. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff. What else happened on Dynamite?
We have Samoa Joe making his AEW debut as he takes on Max Caster for the qualifier for the Owen Hart Memorial Battle Royal Tournament of Champions thing. So, Joe gets the win. Pretty quick match. Joe looked dominant. He had some fun in there, doing some spots. Wins with the muscle buster. So
we have to talk about this rap. We have to talk. I'll play it. I'll play the rap.
Can't really hear anything.
What'd you say?
We couldn't really hear anything, but then once he started talking, it was fine.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. Good.
This dude down like a sex position. I'm main event match. He's X division. You gotta talk, guys. Joe, you just injury prone. And I'm bad for your health. Got that towel because you can't stop playing with yourself. And Tony, why we give this guy a chance when we beat them in the ratings? He was their champ.
Thoughts on the rap. Could you hear it okay?
We could hear it okay. To be honest, I was like not really paying too much attention. I didn't either remember that very last bar talking about beating NXT and he was a champ. That one got him. That one was good.
Yes. I was like, okay. My favorite part of the match, bro, it's not even a move. Joe hit the shmoney. He hit the Bobby Shmurda on that dude, and the people have inserted "Hot," the song in there.
Hot boy.
You've seen the clip. You've seen the clip. I love Joe, man. He's great. Welcome back to in-ring competition, man. Good match. Next,
we had Sean Spears having a match against Captain Sean something. Whatever his name is.
Captain Sean Dean, bro.
Okay, I was going to say Dean. I wasn't 100% sure.
He's
Captain Sean Dean.
He's a captain, mate. He's a captain.
MJF on commentary. Wardlow makes the big run in, destroying all the cops or all the security guards, but then the cops make the save. But Spears still distracted, so then Dean gets the roll-up win. So now he's beaten MJF and Spears these last couple weeks. So Wardlow get under the skin of the heels. It looks as though they're going to have some sort of match or altercation next week. I got lost in the shuffle with, JR and Shivani and Excalibur plugging like 20 different things at like the tail end of Dynamite, which is what they normally do. So continuing with the Wardlow thing, he's getting over, but he's done the same thing 2 weeks in a row when we still have over a month and a half until Double or Nothing, which I'm not assuming that's when the match is taking place or the big match is taking place, but we still got, a long way. And I don't know what else they really can do with this type of story.
Yeah. Are you excited for Battle of the Belts? Like no titles changed hands the last time.
And I don't think, especially right now, we're not going to have any title changes hands. And it's weird because we have just the women's match of Nyla Rose and Thunder Rosa, but then you have the tag titles on Dynamite, and then you have the men's title on Rampage that same night when it's being recorded. So is the Jade Cargill match going to happen on that match?
Yeah, but this is again when the world title isn't on Battle of the Belts. They need to do a live one, like how WCW used to do the live like Clash of Champions back in the day on TBS for like an hour. They need to do that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how things work logistically, but just having like a Battle of the Belts / dark taping on a Saturday, I think would be fun. And just have, one world title match and a Jade Cargill, they kind of squash match or something to kind of even out the hour. I think, would be a lot of fun, but that's just how television works, I guess. And they don't want, if they are doing the title change, I don't think they want to be spoiled on, but Mick Foley's title win got spoiled and that worked out for him.
Yes. On my birthday, on my third birthday.
Yep. You were there.
Yep. I was there, but I was watching. I was like, I wasn't speaking yet.
Yep. Finally, the main event, we get FTR defending the ROH and AAA tag team titles up against the Young Bucks. They had the ROH ring announcer do the intros, which I thought was a nice touch. What can you say about this match? This one goes damn near, I think, like 20 minutes or something. Just balls to the wall. I didn't realize it's been 18 months since their first match in 2020, which, time flies. Time is just a construct. Who knows what's going on? But this match was really good. Roles reversed with the FTR being the baby faces and the Young Bucks being the heels in front of a hot crowd. didn't happen in the first match. I quite enjoy this. I said it earlier where I love this match, and if this match wasn't as good as the Briscoes match, then I definitely need to go check out the Briscoes match because I love this match. I thought it was fantastic. The finish, I think we all knew kind of FTR was going to win, but I think they still told a fantastic story, kind of got me still roped into it.
Absolutely, man. This was great. This was great. I mean, they're doing each other's moves. Young Bucks hitting the big rig, FTR hitting the BTE trigger. I mean, I love the spot where I think it was Dax and he was trying to make it was Cash trying to make a tag to Dax, and then Nick super kicks Dax off the thing so we couldn't get the tag. They just went for it, man. Pile drivers, more bang for your buck, which is still an awesome sequence. This was just great tag team wrestling, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, in the Young Bucks, when they started AEW, they wanted to show that tag team wrestling can main event, can be a big deal, and I think they showed it. I do want
to put this out into the universe. FTR put out their booking email, and then Scott Brigante, owner of West Coast Pro, he tweeted at them, "Y'all work Fridays?" So you never know.
You never know. Top guys could be coming to the West Coast pretty soon. Because we all know the AEW ain't coming to the West Coast anytime soon.
I would love to see them versus like the West Coast Wrecking Crew. I think that would be cool. Or your favorite tag team, Reno Scum.
We already know FTR.
Whooping that ass.
I mean, it's just gonna be a squash match. It's not even gonna be. It's gonna be a one-sided affair. It's not even gonna be
quicker than New Day versus Ridge and Sheamus.
Exactly.
Quicker than Miz versus Dominic.
It's going to be Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 28.
It's going to be 17 seconds instead of 18.
It's going to be Rock, Eric Rowan.
Okay. All right. Superstar Spotlight. Cody?
Veer.
Oh, you know what? It's Veer. Veer came. He came, brother. He came. You love it. Promo and super match picks, whatever you guys want. Whatever you guys want. Seriously. GCW.
Brian, what do you think? Cool.
I'm the Bullet Cash champion, Tron Casso. Yeah. That's my impersonation. I think I did a pretty good job.
I mean, I thought Brian was here for a second.
I think that's what I'm saying. GCW Devil in a New Dress is this Sunday at the Midway in San Francisco. I know I will be there. I know some UGWA fam is going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there, man. It is going to be a blast. I will go on and let's see who's on the card, shall we? Let's see. We got Second Gear Crew going up against South Pacific Savages. So it's AJ Gray and some of his homies. I do not know their names. I apologize. But they're going up against Jacob Fatu, Journey Fatu, and GC Finau. You have Biff Busick with former Oni Lorcan going up against Masha Slamovich. Masha, friend of the show. You have Joey Janela going up against Dark Sheik. You have Minoru Suzuki going up against Mike Bailey, which is going to be fire. You have Nick Wayne going up against Bandino. And then Effie's Open Challenge. Will Jeff Jarrett show up? Dude, I'm going to pop if I see Jeff Jarrett wrestling live. That would be dope. That would be fire. And then another one just signed is Jack Cartwheel versus Jordan Oliver. So yeah, man, it's gonna be some fire stuff going on this weekend, man.
Sounds like fun. Wish I could be there, but unfortunately, I'm booked. But it sounds like a great time. I mean, Biff Busick, he had a banger of a match with John Moxley at Bloodsport.
Yeah, I watched it. That thing was violent.
I mean, I loved Oni Lorcan in NXT, so Biff Busick. I mean, I even loved Biff before he went to WWE. So glad to see he's back and doing some good things.
Yes, coming up in GCW in LA at GCW Paranoid. Blake Christian, the former Trey Baxter in NXT, going up against Minoru Suzuki. So a lot of cool stuff is going to be happening, man. So check out GCW. I'll be there. If you see me, come up, say hi. You know the gimmicks. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We the ones. Yes, sir.
Everything we did in the time now with the testament. Here is the feeling when we live on the stage. And everything we do, turning the page. Nobody doesn't like us. The feeling when we move, we are excited.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.